And the bad news is Darren G's back making some wild and unsubstantiated claims against, this time, not James English, Sam Walker. Sam Walker himself. And Sam Walker is apparently back in the UK. Not in Marbella any longer, not in Spain, not in Dublin, contrary to popular belief, but back in the UK. And we all know what happened to Sam Walker in a car crash in Portugal, which probably, most probably, 99.9% probably wasn't a car crash in Portugal, because he actually then came out after and said, I definitely weren't in Portugal. I'm just not going to tell people where stuff's happened because I don't want to be grassing on the internet, which sort of makes sense. But what most likely looked like some sort of bladed article attack, and most probably happened in Marbella, Spain. Cut down the face, cut down the shoulder, defensive wounds on the arm. Also apparently said that he had been shot in the arm, but there's no evidence to suggest that from any pictures or anything. So that could or could not be true. But he put something on his TikTok yesterday. He had said that he was going to Dublin and the people that were in Marbella were going to sort of get what was coming to them. Calm was going to get them, whatever else. There's a lot of rumours pinging about who it was that actually did it to him. Probably the same people that probably weren't the African police that probably did the first damage to him in the first place. He's been seen on a Ring doorbell, and it's when you the screenshot of it, the face, it's most definitely looks a lot like him. Sunglasses, hat, t-shirt, the lot. Very, very, very similar. And he knocks on the door, rings the Ring doorbell, walks back to the top of the garden, and then you hear him say in a Scouse accent, funnily enough, is James there? No, sorry, wrong number, that's it. So is he in Liverpool? There's been reports of people saying they've seen him in Liverpool, reports of people saying he's in Scotland. There's been reports of people saying they saw him in Leeds Airport. I think it was Leeds Airport. Preston Pooches is saying he's back in Liverpool. So that's yet to be 100% confirmed. Toddy TPR and Sam Walker are saying he's in Ireland, but the Ring doorbell footage says different. So I'm not 100% sure where he is, but he has most certainly left Spain. And obviously there's a lot of people out there who are saying bad shit about him, like he deserved what happened to him and this and that. I'm not a supporter of Sam Walker. I've been told loads of times I'm a mouthpiece for him and a supporter for him and an arse lick and this and that. I'm not. I just don't want to see someone get killed when they could easily avoid the situation. Someone who's got kids and a family. I'm just a normal person. I'm not Sam Walker's fan. I've actually made videos before saying that if you play with fire, you get burnt. You play silly games, you win silly prizes. He put himself in a shit situation, acted a certain way, and that's what happens. It's a consequence of living a bad lifestyle. But I don't want to see someone get murdered over something, you know. I just don't, and I don't want to watch it play out in front of my eyes whilst I'm making content about it, because I'm not an arsehole. But yeah, that's whatever you say, people, whatever you say. Right, on to the Darren G claims, which we've come about with some wild claims that he made the other day, and these might be even fucking wilder. He's I'm not gonna say any of the names that he said, because he's naming like proper like crime gangs yet again, syndicates, people's names and stuff. But if these people are not putting like involved in the criminal underworld and they're not putting their names out there to be seen, I'm not going to be the one to say them. So I'll allude to what he said, but I'm not going to say their name. So that apparently there are these big parties that people would have in Liverpool and that now happen in Milton Keynes. And Sam Walker used to arrange them. I don't believe a word of this, to be honest with you guys. I really, really don't. Boys and girls. They would take young girls there and young boys, 16, 17, 18 years of age, give them a something called GHB, which is a date grape drug. It's like a fluid that you can put in drinks. It's flavourless, smellless, I believe, and it just knocks you out basically, and you can't remember anything that's happened. And then they would all do, or like groups of gangs of men would do, these old time gangsters and stuff would do stuff to the people. So there's absolutely no evidence of any of this. I'm not saying this is true, and I know I normally go about Sam Walker stuff that he says like, and I don't believe it. I don't believe a word of this. I genuinely don't. I think Darren G is, and I've said that in my last video, I think he's wildly unstable and comes out of a lot of, he may believe this himself, he may do, but I think he comes out of a lot of very, very paranoid conspiracy theories. So he plays a voice recording of a phone call of Sam Walker talking to someone. Darren G says he's his boss, says his name. I'm not going to repeat it. He hasn't put himself to be out there. But the voice recording doesn't actually say that Sam Walker's done anything wrong. And there's no reason, there doesn't seem to be much in it. It's like, I've written it down, so I'll read it to you in a minute, but it just sounds like Sam was selling the G, which was a bodybuilding drug. It's a party drug. People take it at festivals. People take it on a rave scene. I've known people to take it around each other's houses. And apparently it gives you a good, I don't know, I've never taken it. I've never seen it peel, to be honest, but I've heard it gives you a really good buzz. So like, if you take just enough that doesn't put you to sleep, then you get a really buzzy, it feels like you're on K or like you're pissed. And it's supposed to be a really funny, nice feeling. And then if bodybuilders take it, because it puts you in a really deep sleep, and it's really, really good for your recovery. If you actually go and get into bed, once you've taken it, you will just fall asleep. So the phone call says, it says like, oh, you're right, is this Sam? Hey, oh, yeah, you're right, lad, it is Sam. I'm not going to do the Scouse accent. I can't do it. I'm sorry for anyone from Liverpool watching this. What's this you had our blank name down for a bottle of date grape down to Bognor Regis? And that was what the man says. Then Sam goes on to say, yeah, well, someone dropped it off for her to give. Sorry. Yeah, well, someone dropped it off to her there. She give us 500 quid for it. She said she had no money. I said, well, I need you to. It's not. He says, sorry, mate, I've written this down all the jumble. She said she had no money. I said, well, I need you to. Then he sort of changes the subject. He goes, it's not date grape. It's called G. Restarts. They were at a party down there, and I said, drop this off to me. I'll drop this off to me if you want. I'll give you 500 quid. She dropped it off, and that was it. And then the guy sort of butts in a couple of times, like says, what was she doing, or why was she there? But that was it. So yeah. Yeah, well, someone dropped it off to her there. Give us 500 quid for it. She said she had no money. I said, well, I need you to. It's not date grape, it's called G. They were at a party down there. So I said, drop this off to me and I'll give you 500 quid. She dropped it off and that was it. So it really, really sounds like Darren G is either clutching at straws to try and throw mud on Sam Walker's name, which is already muddied enough, so I don't see why he's trying to make it any worse. He actually said, when Sam Walker forced, mate, I've done about 15 rounds of sparring today, and I can't string a sentence together. Oh, for all those of you who don't know, my hobby is taking blunt force trauma wrapped in a puffy glove and smashing into my face. So when I've done a heavy sparring, I can't think straight. So, yeah, Darren G seems like he's just muddying Sam Walker's name. When the first incident happened, when Sam first hurt his head with the golf club incident, Darren G sort of come out and said he weren't going to say anything about Sam anymore, and he'd sort of squashed the beef with him. And Sam Walker come out and said the same thing. We've had arguments online, we've had like choosing that I'm not going to say anything about him anymore, and at least we've got the bollocks to talk about each other rather than in comments of faceless accounts and this and that. And I thought it sort of got dropped, but Darren G's obviously got it right in for him. But this voice message, it doesn't really prove anything. It doesn't really prove anything at all. What do you think, though, boys and girls? Do you think it's true? Do you think there's these mad parties that Sam Walker organises? And I think this is quite old. I think he said this is 2020, so this is 5 years old. This voice recordings. But do you think it was true? Or do you think Darren G is just coming out with another load of I can't even talk. Crap. Anyway, boys, thanks for watching. Sorry I'm a bit all over the place today. I'm tired. I've been hitting the head a lot. Adios, la bosh.